Hello, Jag Nation. Each and every week during the football season, we bring you insight into the Jaguar football program. Coach Basil enters his fourth season at Flower Mound, coming off an impressive 8-3 record and an undefeated district championship in 2018. You can subscribe and share this on Apple Podcasts, Spreaker.com, that's Spreaker.com, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and soon on iHeartRadio. This is presented by the Flower Mound Jaguar Football Booster Club. Jag Nation football with Coach Basil starts now. It is Sunday afternoon. Jaguar coaching staff winding down game planning preparation for Irving this week after a big win over Lewisville Friday night. And we are talking Jaguar football with head coach Brian Basil. Good afternoon, Coach.
Good afternoon.
Well, Coach, we were just talking. I was traveling. I was bringing our oldest son back from college. He's moving back to the Denton area. And we were tuned in to the game up through the first half, right as it went 23-20 into the half. You know, you had a little bad break, a safety that gave Lewisville a 23-20 lead going into the half. But I got to ask you, coming off this last-second win Friday night against the Fighting Farmer, are the celebrations over? And is it still good to hang on to that win for at least another day until practice starts Monday?
You know, I think by the time you get around to Sunday afternoon, you're focused on the week. It was absolutely a big win, you know, and we were still come in Saturday morning, bring kids in to watch film, and you know, anytime after a big win like that, everybody is really excited, and you roll back through the film and learn from it, you know, learn from the good things, the bad things, always those opportunities to have things to build on. You know, you go home, finish up yesterday, and you're just, you know, really kind of that adrenaline. That's finally, I think, you wound down. So by the time that Saturday afternoon, you just kind of, you know, go and try to catch your breath a little bit, and then Sunday come in and get right back to work for the next one. We do tell our kids that, you know, you're in the 6A level and DFW area. You know, it's hard to win, and you got to enjoy them. You know, we're guilty sometimes as coaches, I think, as much as anybody, is just getting focused right back on in the next week. And we tell our coaches this, you know, take about 24-hour rule to really enjoy it, and then it's right back to work. That's really kind of the way we're wired. You know, we're ready to get back after it when you know, when things. Certainly when you have a win and you know, Lewisville's a really good team, and obviously we had to play well to come out with a win, but you know, you get something like that and you're ready to get back out there and get back after it again. I think that's one of the things that's kind of nice, is that you feel like your energy is a lot better and your kids are a little more confident. It's always good to correct some things. After a win, they have a little bit more confidence about themselves, and so you're just kind of ready to get back and get to work.
Well, coming off that bye week, you know, it gives the staff and everybody a little extra time to prepare and, like you said, heal up some things during that bye week and come into a big game, you know, a big district game. You know, it's a great way to just – everything transpires on campus. You know, the football team comes off a big win against Lewisville, so – all this week on campus, you know, you're the campus athletic director. Everybody's got a little bounce in their step, even the staff, the teachers, the administration. It's got to be nice to walk around the Flower Mound campus after a win like that.
It is. It's a lot better than the alternative. I know that. That's for sure.
Well, hey, you go down, you know, kind of unfortunate. Blake Short, there's a offensive holding penalty there with a little less than 3 minutes left in the first half, so you end up giving up a safety, which is unusual. That doesn't happen a lot in Texas high school football, but you go down 23-20 like we talked. What was the message at the half to kind of keep your guys inspired? You know, that was a little deflating to go into the half with, you know, down by 3 after that penalty. What was the message there at the half to bring your guys back out?
Well, you know, really going into halftime, I felt we were down by 3, but we weren't discouraged. I mean, we couldn't quite get to some things going offensively like we felt like we needed to, but we felt like our defense had settled in and was playing well. I felt like our kids, we got a lot of our guys. I think this is attributed to some of the great leadership we've had my past 3 years here. We guys just from that first year that really set the tone, and then the guys the last couple of years that solidified that foundation. And if you come in and you realize, number one, Lewisville is a really good team. We had a great battle with them last year. Number two, realize that, hey, it's a 4-quarter game, and we had certainly seen enough positives to know that we have some things we can do. Felt like some things that we've seen on offense and on defense, that places where we can attack and make some adjustments. So I told them when we came in that, man, I'm proud of them. We're fighting every play. It had those feel even in the first quarter. I think it was 14-13 after the first quarter, and it just had one of those feels that it was kind of like just one of those heavyweight matches where just every round you're hanging in there. You've seen, whether it's a baseball game or a volleyball match where just, every pitch or every serve you're hanging on there, and it just felt like it was a critical play, and that's what that game felt like even at halftime. So our kids, we're encouraged that we were, we were kind of going toe to toe, and our coaches got together and then got them together, and but it was a positive mood at halftime. We told them that, man, we feel like it's just one of those games where just the things we do as a program and the way we push them in practice and how we get in the weight room. I mean, those things that are important to what we do day in and day out, we felt like those were going to pay off for us.
Your guys battled and they won a hard-fought ball game, big district rivalry there against Lewisville. What does this say about the resilience of this team?
It says a lot. I tell you, the thing it says is that they believe in each other, and that's the thing as a coach that you always want to see. It was a tough loss against Prosper. We really didn't feel like we played very well, and so you want them, especially in the game, first time out after that game, after a bye week, and you talk about a lot of those things, and you do a lot to try to continue to build that team chemistry and those relationships. But you have a game like that, and the winning is fun, but it sure is nice just to see these kids, see them smiling and hugging each other and enjoying a victory, and that's the thing about sports and high school football in particular, is that you just have a number of different guys from all different kinds of backgrounds, and when you have a win like that, it's nice to see that when you ask them to believe in each other and what we're doing and execute schemes, and when that happens, it's nice to see that they it gives some credibility to it, and that is one thing. These kids, they worked so hard to finally get the lead there with a little over 4 minutes left to go, I guess, and then came back and they scored about 3 minutes left to go and get right back down. And that's kind of the things that our offense, our defense, especially there in the third quarter, we had our backs against the wall a lot. The wind had picked up. We had a lot of discussion of whether we want to take the win in the third or fourth quarter, and we decided we wanted the fourth quarter. So their punter did a great job of hitting some punts, and we started several drives inside our own 10-yard line. And so our defense would come on invariably in those situations with their I think they started some possessions either on the 50 or on our side of 50, and our defense come in and get a big stop or a turnover. We stopped. They ran a fake field goal and did a good job fitting on that and getting the ball back. So the defense come off excited and then have to go right back on in the same situation. And they did an outstanding job keeping out of the end zone their third quarter. Offense finally kind of breaks through and goes down and great throw and catch from Blake to Reed touchdown there for the go-ahead touchdown. And they get the ball back. they go down and score in about a minute and 20 seconds. So our defense got to come right back on there, or our offense got to come right back on there. Like, man, we got to go do it again. And every time those kids took the field in those situations, you looked in their eyes and you knew that, hey, we're gonna fight and compete, do everything we can to get the job done. And that doesn't happen if they don't believe in each other, if they haven't if they haven't put in the work that was required to go in and execute in that situation. So that, I think, is one thing that's really, really good to see, is that they battled, they competed. We talked about this after the game, and our players talked about this. We got the utmost respect for Lewisville and their program, and Coach Odell, he's done a great job there. I know they had such a tough tragedy that they had to go through last week, and to come out and to prepare and play and do some of the things they did, they showed that too. And we've got a lot of respect for them. The last 2 years, we've had some good ball games with them, and I feel confident they'll be able to move on and play some really good football from here on out, just like they did last year.
Yeah, great sportsmanship displayed there, and a great mention to that situation there in Lewisville. You mentioned, it was a third quarter shutout by both teams, so you come down the final 12 minutes. Great job recapping what happened. No score till about the 4:26 mark. Blake Short, like you said, hits Reed touchdowns for a 14-yard completion. You all take the lead 27-23, but then they bounce right back, and then what a culmination. With 12 seconds left in the ball game, your go-to guy, Pierce Hudgens, punches in 2 yards, behind that offensive line, and it takes all 11 to get it done. And wow, what an end cap to a great ball game.
Yeah, right down to the wire. Just that clock's ticking down, and you just hope you got to get down there to get your chance. And you start driving the ball, but when that clock starts ticking down, your timeout situation, your play calling has got to change a little bit, because you get into where now you're battling against that clock. So we had a fourth down conversion on that drive that was huge, and Pierce was very determined and got that. They came out and measured it, and it was like a chain link. It was really, really close. And so we got that, and obviously had some momentum coming out of that. There was on the 2-yard line, about 15 seconds left to go, and we had timeouts left, but so you feel good about you're able to get the clock stopped, but you start going through, like, how many play can you do? You have one play until you feel like you got to kick the field goal, because you got to at least give yourself a chance. You don't want to run 2 plays and risk not getting in and have no time left on the clock there either. So we felt like on that down that we really had to get in on that down, and Pierce did a good job of fighting and gotten it over the goal line. And it was it was a great job by those guys, just getting done what they needed to get done on that last drive.
Yeah. Total offense, 427 yards. You controlled, 85 plays from scrimmage to Lewisville 79. Pretty well balanced there. You got to be pretty pleased with, your 5 yards per play. If you can keep doing that, Coach Basil, you're going to win a lot of ball games.
Yeah, Blake really did a good job. Really battled. There were times, and Lewisville was really good on defense, and they got us out of rhythm quite a bit. We didn't run the ball as effectively as what we wanted to, and but just a gritty performance, and Blake had to make some key throws. Had some receivers: Colby Clark, Parker Clark, Reed Touchstone, Carson Winters, Reese Carter. I mean, those guys all stepped up big time. I had to make some big time plays and really compete. So those guys found a way for sure.
Yeah, you had to lean on Blake Short. A lot more on this in this ball game. 28 of 51 for 386 yards, 2 touchdowns, only 1 interception. Did another great job distributing the ball. You just mentioned a couple receivers. Parker Clark had 7 receptions, right at 100 yards. Reese Carter, 3 receptions, 90 yards. Colby Clark, 5 for 66. Pierce Hudgens, 7 out of the backfield for 57 yards. That's a great way to keep the defenses off balance as well. Carson Winters, 4 catches, almost 50 yards. And then Reed Touchstone, 3 catches for 38 yards and that one critical TD there in the fourth quarter. You're right. They did do a good job containing your go-to back, Pierce Hudgens, on 23 carries, just averaging 2.4 yards a carry, but he had the 2 TDs, so got the job done there. What's it going to take rolling into Irving to get back? Pierce, obviously Irving comes in this week 0-4. They just got beat by Marcus there 60-0. So they're going to be playing for pride, Coach. And what's it going to take